Good morning. All right, beautiful one. So, like I said, I have two goddesses here with me, so I'll be switching back and forth between staring at your beautiful bodies and their beautiful bodies. So, I had a very interesting day yesterday that I wanted to share. I think it's very helpful. I was taking my dog for a walk yesterday morning, and I ran into somebody doing a different job than they used to do. This person is an incredible spiritual being, an incredible spiritual teacher. And she was doing a job that surprised me, but also really went deep into my heart. It'll be interesting if I don't cry about this. This person is actually somebody who I jokingly always say, I want to come back in my next lifetime like her, because she is such a powerhouse, such a spiritual powerhouse. And she and I had a beautiful conversation about her needing to take on another job, as my husband has also had to take on another job to balance the loss between nectar and natural yoga. And as we spoke and watching what she was doing, which was a very beautiful job, but just something that was so different from who she usually is. And then my husband, thinking about him being the spiritual, incredible teacher, doing what he's doing now. And then yesterday afternoon, I got the phone call from Nectar that they needed the garbages emptied. So my son and I came over and emptied like about 20 big bags of garbage dripping down my arm. And I just started laughing about, that this is what the world is really asking of us as spiritual warriors, is that you being a spiritual warrior doesn't mean that you're just sitting in front of you guys like this teaching or this other person doing her magical work. But being a spiritual warrior is doing this work no matter where the world places us. And that being a spiritual warrior is not about being separate from the world, but really being into the dirt and the gunk. I was really laughing because like the stuff was running down my arms yesterday and the smell was terrible. It was just hysterical. And I thought, this is exactly what the world is asking us to do, is be at the crossroads of what was before, what is now, and what is to come. And to understand that at this crossroads that we're changing and we're continuing to heighten that place that we are a spiritual warrior, but it's not going to look the way that we've always expected it to look before. And that if you are experiencing this shift in you, or you're finding these places that are so uncertain, that it's exactly where you're supposed to be sharing your love, your light, right? So wherever you are placed is exactly where you are meant to be, continuing to be this amazing connection between heaven and earth, between spirit and human. So if you haven't yet, go ahead and close your eyes. My goddess is what I've been working on this month. And I don't know that I'm going to say her name right, but she's the goddess Hecate. If anybody knows how I'm saying it wrong, you can certainly correct me. But she is the goddess that stands at the crossroad between birth and death and living fully, the crossroads between past, present, and future. And she empowers us to not have to just be who we think we are from the past, not to be just in the future, but to allow ourselves to be in constant sense of change. And that staying attached to our identity will dim our light, but to allow ourselves this openness, this freedom to be at the crossroads of the three worlds, opens us up to all possibilities. So just take a moment with your eyes closed and let yourself go. All your expectations, all your names and fame. Let yourself release and be so connected to where the world is asking us to go. No clinging, but a surrender to being a spiritual warrior, no matter where we're placed. And bring your hands together at your heart center. And we'll take a deep breath in for the sound of Om. Deep breath in. Om. Place your hands down on your knees, open your eyes, and just begin to cat and cow here. Move your spine. Move your spine. Invite breath into this body, into this moment. The goddess Hecate, she says, be aware that there's a dance that always is emerging in every moment between life and death, between endings and beginnings. Let your breath be that vehicle to guide you there. It's just interesting, like if you lost all identity, you lost all identity to who you've been in the past. How does that feel in your body, right? A little scary maybe? But to know that that is a real important crossroads that the world is giving us the opportunity to exist in. Good, and then do a gentle turn to your right side. Left hand on right knee, get very tall. And then just roll your neck here, roll your neck. Beautiful. And then go ahead and look to your left side, staying in the twist. Stay in the twist, just look to your left. And then come back to center. Good, twist to the other side. Get tall, so let your spine get very tall. And then roll your neck here, roll your neck, nice and slow. Your breath is with you here. Beautiful. And then go ahead and look to the right. And release. Come onto your hands and knees, please. And begin to do the figure 8 with your hips. Do the figure 8 with your hips. We're coming on Samhain, the witch's new year. Again, the connection to all three worlds. In this place where we create from magic. I don't think any of us could have imagined what we've been moving through in these last months. But it's given us a portal. Right now, that portal is very clear to move through, move into that newness. Press back into child's pose. And right now it's said that the veils between the other world and this world are very thin. The spirit world and the human world are very thin. And my teacher, Robin Rose, it does say And now is the time to call on your ancestors for support through whatever concerns you have. Call on that ancestral line of support. And then also call on the babies that are coming into the world, right? Just do that in your mind, for they have the wisdom of where we're moving toward. If you get scared, or even if you just want divine counsel. Good, downward facing dog. Find your legs here, power them up. Maybe bend one knee, maybe bend both. You do a little dance from side to side. And then come into stillness. Let your breath fill this stillness. And feel that back body. Breathe into that back body. Often we consider the back body to be the place of the past. Fill that back body with breath. The back of the chakras. If you breathe through the back of your chakras, enliven that. This is a time to be so fully alive. Walking your feet up to your hands, standing forward bend. Make sure your heels are right behind your second toes. If you do not, if your hands do not touch the floor, yeah, exactly. You can either grab some blocks or have your hands touching the sides of your shins is quite nice. Good job, Ronnie. And this full forward bend, this sense of, let me walk into myself. Let me breathe into myself. If you could tell yourself something from your past self that you know now, that your past self was worried about. If you could talk now and tell yourself something, what would you tell yourself? And now you have an understanding of where you are. Good, now bend your knees. Reach your arms forward in up chair. Hug those shins in, widen those inner knees. Scoop that low belly in. And then reach, 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 reach. Keep going lower though. As you reach, go lower with your butt. That's it, Angela. Low, 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 high, high, high. And then rise all the way up. Take a baby back bend. Reach up and back. Bring your hands to your heart center. Nice, Carolyn. Close your eyes and breathe into the back of your heart. Let this back body expand, expand. Open your eyes, take your arms wide, cactus arms. Let your elbows come slightly forward, lift your chest. Now bend your knees slightly and take your butt back a little bit, just a little bit, that's it. Now start to lean back into a back bend, but keep the tops of your thighs moving back. Keep the knees slightly bent. Good, chest so awake. Now, can you, in this back bend, fill your back body, especially that middle back? Inhale deeply into it, kidneys, and then clasp your hands behind you, straighten your legs and bow forward. Beautiful. Nice, Tammy. Nice, Lauren. Good, now bend your elbows here for a moment. Shrug your shoulders towards your ears. Get a little bit more side body length. And then take the arms up and over any amount. Nicely, Mila. You got it. And then drop your hands down to the floor, standing forward bend. Send your left leg back behind you. Inhale your arms to the sky, high lunge. Keep that back heel lifted if you can, playing with your balance. Good, Ronnie. Nice, Rachel. And then bend your elbows here. Take your throat back here. Lean back, lean back, lean back. But at the same time, don't diminish that back body. So push your ribs back, lift your chest, push your ribs back. So there should be this wonderful dance, almost like a little arching and curling here. Send your throat back more. Now clasp your hands behind your back and bow forward. Keep that knee pointing right at that second toe. Gorgeous. Let your hands drop down to the floor inside your right foot. Good. Maybe take your back leg slightly further back. So it's a nice long lunge. Nice, Andra. And then walk your hands forward to the upper left-hand corner of your mat. Do some hip circles here. Move your hips in a circle. Great, Jen. Nice, Kathy. Yeah, that fluidity. Why do we do this in our asana practice? We need to mirror the body, the mind, and what's happening in front of us. We need to stay in that fluid place. And then come to stillness and maybe drop down to those elbows, maybe stay with straight arms. But puff up your middle back, you guys. Puff up, Gaias. My teacher, Robin, goes crazy when I say guys. Call them Gaias, the earth goddess. Breathe in and breathe out. We are certainly at the crossroads. It's a beautiful time of the year to go into your ritual. Light a candle. Connect to your ancestors. Connect to the energies that are coming into the world. Beautiful. Good. And then walk to your left until you come to the center of your mat. Turn, turn, turn. So your feet are parallel to each other. You're facing the long side of your mat. And then a deep bow. Hi, puppy. Deep bow. You can play here if you'd like by bending your knees. That's it, Carolyn. Bending your knees, maybe going side to side. Maybe doing figure eights with your torso, holding onto opposite elbows. Or just staying in stillness. The goddess Hecate. Marvelous illusion that we think we are separate. Move into this space of bigness, expanding yourself. Good. Now, hands on your hips, push down through your legs, rise up to stand. Pause for just a minute since you were there for a couple of seconds. Feel. Nice, Jane. And then turn your right foot forward, Virabhadrasana 2, second warrior. Let your knee point right at your second toe, second warrior, Ronnie. So Ronnie G, turn your left hand back. Yep, there you go. Good, now slide your left arm down your left leg, take your right arm up and back. Keep pushing your knee forward, stretching that side body. Beautiful, and touch down, hands to the front of the mat, downward facing dog. Roll through plank. And before you take it through the vinyasa, tuck your chin into your chest and round your middle back, pull it up. Good, keep that effort, look forward, come slightly past your wrist, lower all the way down to your belly. Rise up into cobra, take those shoulders way back, please. Yeah, nice legs, good, downward facing dog, beautiful. Left foot steps forward, high lunge. Nice, Lisa. Bend those elbows, Susan. Here we go. We're going to take the chest forward, but that middle back, keep it real full. It's such a powerhouse, ribs back. And then start to lean back more into the back bend without losing that back body. Informed from our past, moving into our future, staying here present at the crossroads of truth. Clasp your hands behind you and bow forward. Nice, Ellen. Melody, gorgeous. Thank you guys for being here, Susie. Good. Let those hands float down to the floor inside your left foot, inside. And then hip circles here. Breathe deeply as you move your hips. Good. Nice, Angela. And then come to stillness, walk your hands forward. Maybe you need to make your legs a little longer. Drop down to those elbows. You are welcome to drop the back knee as well if you'd like. Yeah, keep the fullness. Exactly. Gwen, nice. Keep the fullness in that back body. That's it, Lisa. Nice. Jen, you guys. Gaias. Darn it. You try. You try if you happen to call people guys all the time. You try to say Gaias instead of guys. Not easy. Breathe into that back body. What would you tell your future self from your past self? Everything is going to be just fine. Good. Straighten those arms and then turn, 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 walk, walk, walk to your right. Parallel your feet and a deep bow. Now here's something new you can do too. Come on up to your tippy toes if you'd like. Play with that lifting from the earth energy up through the backs of your legs. And then lower your heels. Lift up and lower your heels. Maybe go up on the tippy toes and then bend the knees deeply and drop your seat. Nice. Yeah. Nice, Lauren. Good. And then straighten those legs. Bring your hands to your hips. Push down through those legs. Rise up to stand. Good. Turn your left toes forward. Sink into warrior two. Let your pelvis release deep. Lift that left hip point up just a little bit higher. The other way. Higher, higher. Good. Send your right arm down your right leg. Take your left arm up and back. Let that whole side rib cage get so much space. Angela, that's gorgeous. Yes, Susan, gorgeous. Jane, look at you guys. Rachel, and touch down, hands to the floor. Downward facing dog. Katrin, love you guys. Forward to plank. Pause, round your back, pull up into that back body. Keep that look forward, melt your heart all the way down to the floor. Rise up into cobra. Press back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Nice, Andra. Step that right foot forward. Open up to Virabhadrasana 2. Bless the things that you worry about. Bless them. Reach those arms up to the sky here. Reach up. Interlock your palms and press your palms straight up to the sky. Good. So all that side body length, all that armpit stretch. And then take the arms back out to letter T. Turn your palms face up and start to take a little back bend here. Lean back, back, not to the back leg, but to the other back long side of your mat. Yes, yes, like you're taking a back bend. Watch that knee. Watch that knee. Ronnie, be careful of that knee. Don't let it come to the center. Yes. Good. Straighten that front leg. Trikonasana triangle. Nice, Susie. You guys. Wow. Nice, Elisa. Great, Nancy. Open that chest, open that chest, open that throat. And then bend that front knee. Come right into Ardha Chandrasana. Second full moon, you guys, of the month. Holy moly. Come into, I'll call full moon pose. Maybe reach back for that ankle if you're ready or not. Stay right where you are. Right hand on a block if you'd like, or on the floor, left leg is lifted. Good. Shoot from that leg. Shoot from that spine. What's going on in your back body? Fill it up. Kind of weird here. And then drop all the way back, downward facing dog. Really, really nice. Yep. Some of you took drop back seriously. Okay. Move through a vinyasa of choice or none at all. Nice catch. Nice, Lauren. Left foot forward when you're ready. Open Virabhadrasana 2. Take those arms up to the sky, interweave the palms, press up, get space. Yeah, nice. I like that, Nancy. Good. And then take your arms out to letter T, turn the palms face up and lean back into a back bend, reach back. Let the chest lift up, maybe let this nicely so that, Jean, beautiful, let the chest open like crazy. Watch that front knee. Good, straighten that front leg and reach for triangle pose. Watch clenching those toes, no clenching toes. Breathing in. Yep, Ellen. Awesome, awesome. Watch that top shoulder. Make sure the arm isn't coming back so far that the head of the shoulder is moving forward. Keep the head of the shoulder back. And then bend your front knee. Come into half moon, please. Full moon pose. Reach back for your ankle behind you. So Patrice, that back foot comes off the floor if it can. Yeah, that's it. Maybe reach back for that ankle. Watch that top shoulder, 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 back, back, back. Squeeze the shoulder blades on your back. Big breath in. Gorgeous. And back you go. Nice, Tammy. Back you go. Downward facing dog. Good. Walk or jump to squat, please. Maybe close your eyes for a moment. Breathe deeply into this moment, and the moment that came before, and the moment that's coming after. Connect to all. Connection to the crossroads where we are always. We walk down each road, our past, our present, our future. If you could tell yourself something that you know now from your past self, what would you tell yourself now? Bless anything that you may be worried about. Let go of your identity. Let it go. You kind of want to move with the lessons that the universe is giving us right now, don't you? You kind of want to move with the lessons that we're receiving, not resist them. Standing forward bend, please. Standing forward bend. I know. I know. All right. Inhale that left leg to the sky. Left leg up, straighten. Loud train. Left leg up, standing split. Point the toes to the floor. Inhale your right arm to the sky. Reach back for your ankle if you'd like, or stay right where you are. Breathe deeply. Do not lock that standing knee. You're going to either draw that knee up so the thigh is engaged or slight bend to that knee. Good. Release the foot down to the floor. Bend your knees. Come into chair. A prayer twist to your right. Left elbow hooks outside that right knee. Tack your left hip crease back. Watch that hip crease moving forward, Ronnie. Keep it back, keep it back, keep it back, keep it back. Yes, both knees should be in the same line. Touch down, hands to the floor. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Did I change legs? I did, right? Inhale, left arm to the sky. Reach back for the ankle if you'd like. Twisting Ardha Chandrasana with the thigh stretch. Kick that thigh as high as it will go, as high as it'll go. Shoulders still engaged. Lots happening here. And then release your foot back down to the floor. Bend your knees. Inhale your arms to the sky, chair. And prayer twist to the left. Squeeze your spine, squeeze, get in that feeling of squeezing the internal organs. Good. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Rise up to stand. Take a baby back bend. Reach up and back. And bring your hands to your heart center. Close your eyes. What is your narrative medicine? The words you feed yourself. What is your narrative medicine? The words you feed yourself, the identity that you've given to yourself. There's nothing wrong with it. It's beautiful. But what if you lose it all? Then who are you? Hug your left knee into your chest. Eyes are open. Take your left knee on top of your right knee, Garudasana. Right elbow on top of left. Keep your breath moving. Feel your back body. Easy to do here. Tuck your elbows down to your knees. Breathe into that back body. Strengthen the back chakras, the back of your chakras, with your mind. Inhale, come on up. Release. Good job. Beautiful. Let's change sides. Right knee on top of left, left elbow on top of right. Remember, the minute you go to stack those knees, you're probably going to tuck under. So I want you to widen those sit bones as you lean forward. Nice, Angela. As you lean forward and get those elbows to come down to meet those knees. That's it, Lisa. Beautiful, really beautiful. Nice, Susan. Great, Elisa. Look at you guys. Breathe into that back body. And fly away. Good. Back into squat for just a second, not as long as before. If you would like to try a crow pose, I feel like it's one of the most amazing poses to really feel that back body. You can go ahead and place your hands down on the floor. Draw your knees to the upper elbows and maybe just stay there without even lifting your feet off the floor. Please, you guys. Your back is so rounded and you're squeezing your knees to the upper shelf of your arms. And maybe right there you stay. Maybe you start to squeeze your feet off of the mat just a little bit, Carolyn. Oh my goodness, how beautiful was that? Nice. And then come on back and take a seat. Yeah. Take a seat. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees drop wide. If you want to, some of you, reset your camera so I can see more of what your feet are doing, unless you trust your feet. I don't always trust my feet. So if you want to readjust so that I can see you lower and I can love your feet, I'm happy to do that. Okay, now take your inner thighs back a lot. So scoot your butt back a lot. Thank you, guys. And then go, Gaia, darn it. And then walk yourself forward any amount. I know, I give up. I do love you. Yes. And as you're, what? I know. As you're here, I want you to really think of sending those hips back. So maybe you play between sending your feet forward and your hips back. You play between feeling your inner thighs move wide and your middle back get puffed up. You breathe deeply. And you stay curious. I was on a call with my teacher last night, and she said, what if you envision your past in front of you so that you see what you're moving toward? What if you change it up? Like, what if your future is coming behind you? which is the unknown? What if your past is helping to align you? And what does it feel like to be at that crossroads of now and then and then? It's pretty, pretty beautiful. It's scary, right? Reach for your big toes, lean back, lift your feet off the floor, coming into a bit of a half boat, but keep the legs nice and wide. Good, now lift your chest a lot. Lift your chest a lot and go wide with those legs if you like to, or keep the knees bent. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then if you can, start to come forward with your legs straight, no crash landing. Start to come slowly forward. Keep the legs wide, and then bring the legs down to the floor. Bring the legs all the way down to the floor, no crash landing. Good. And then walk your hands forward and come into a forward bend, right, Nance? That's good. That's not easy. Good. Widen those legs even more, Jen. Nice and wide. Go wide, both of you. Wider legs. Midmill, Carolyn, wide. There you go. Supposed to what? Right. Right. It's okay. Yeah. You can wander side to side here if you'd like to. Yeah, nice, Lauren. Maybe come to your right side, just stay there for a moment, stretch to the side body, maybe lifting that top arm over the ear. Nice. Press the thighs down into the floor, come back to the other side. Yeah. Nice. Engage yourself here. So as you press your thighs down, extend through the heels, but draw in. So much of this here is how much do we draw in and how much do we extend out? This depends on you, what you need. And then come back to center. All right, so I'm going to make this a little tricky. Bring your legs back together. I want you to bend your right knee. Bend your right knee. And I want you to take your right foot slightly out so your foot's in line with your hip. So your right foot slightly up, the knee is bent. And then reach your right arm inside your right knee, like you're going to reach for your left foot inside, Carolyn, not outside, inside. Yeah. And then reach like you're going to reach for your foot. So just like what Ludmila is doing. Yes. Good. Reach inside, Patrice, inside the knee, inside the knee. No, with your right hand, inside, not outside. That's outside. There you go. Now try to wrap your arm in front of that ankle and reach it for your back body. You got it, Lauren. And then try to reach your left arm behind you. So Andrea, you got to reach your right arm inside your knee, inside the knee. There you go. And then in front of the ankle. And then wrap your left arm behind you. Yeah, this is tricky. This is crazy tricky. And plus it's not easy for those of us who don't have long arms. But anywhere you can play within this is beautiful. And then Tammy, go ahead and bow forward. Go ahead. That deep bow. Yep. Nice. Beautiful, Rachel. Inhale slowly, come on up. Now, let that right knee fall to the side, Janu Shirshasana. Twist towards your left, balance out that craziness that you just did. And then come forward over that extended leg any amount. Gwen. There's no reason for you to be on the floor unless you're there to play with your dog. In their minds, there's no other reason for you to be on the floor.
My grandson.
Yeah, or grandchildren. Grandchildren and puppies and cats, I guess. Good. Inhale, come on up. Good. Extend that right leg. Bend your left knee. Okay, so here comes tricky again. If you have a strap, grab it. That might be helpful for some of you. Your left foot now has to come slightly more to the left. Left arm reaches inside that left knee. And if you reach forward, as if you're going to touch your right foot, that's going to help. And then start to wrap your arm around the front of your shin. Take your right arm behind you. That might be it. You might not be able to clasp hands. But here's the thing, you guys, feel the back body. How great is that? That's it. That's it. Good. If you want to lean forward here, lean forward or twist. Nice, Nancy. So many variations here. That's it, Kathy. Nice. I'm glad you have a strap. That's great. Shoulders back, shoulders back. Breathe in, inhale, come on up. Really nice. And then let that knee drop out to the side. Twist to your right for a moment. And then come forward any amount. Breathe into that middle back. Even here, maybe close your eyes and let your eyes move to the back of your head. Back vision. And the goddess Hecate that helps us to be at that empowering place. Past, present, and future. Goddess of the crossroad, the three crossroads. Beautiful. Inhale, come on up. If you are someone who does pigeon on your back, go ahead and lay on your back. Otherwise, the rest of you swing your legs around, coming into downward facing dog, and then taking your right knee forward for pigeon. Take your time to feel that squeeze in, the draw in, inner thighs back and wide. And then coming forward onto your forehead. If you're facing the floor, make sure your right foot stays active. So some sense of pressing your foot into the floor. Make sure your left back leg stays active as well. It's a great time to be a dreamer. It's a great time to be a poet, writing the poetry of your life as it goes. Awakening places inside of us that we never knew existed. That is for sure. How does it feel to be a spiritual warrior in today's world? Where you're asked to serve. Where are you asked to serve? I think of Mother Teresa, right? She was doing her practice and her work in some of the most terrible conditions. But to her, no matter who she was working with, she saw them as God. There was a story one time that some news people went out with her to follow her. Come on up and change sides when you're ready. And at the end of the day, these people that were following her were exhausted. They're like, I have no idea how you can keep up with what you do, how you serve all these many, many people in such horrible conditions. And she says, I only serve one. I only serve God, for she sees God in everyone. And to see that, right? To see your service, no matter where it is that you're placed. May you serve, may I serve. I got into Neil's truck the other day as we had to go somewhere, and he said that every day he drives to work and every day he drives home, he's always playing the mantras, Swami Satchinanda chanting or someone else chanting in the car. Dissolve into yourself and clear the cells of your body with your breath. Clean out Nice, everybody. Think of your kidneys for just a moment. Maybe if you are on your belly side, go ahead and take your hands back to your low back and do a little banging onto your low back. Maybe if that's impossible, go ahead and lie on your bellies and we'll do it like that. Lie on your belly, just sweep yourself onto your belly and then take your hands to your low back and make little fists and bang on your low back. Beautiful. And then reach back for your ankles, please. Good. Bring your forehead to the mat. Reach back for your ankles. Now bend your elbows, but take your shoulder blades onto your back. Bend your elbows, take your shoulder blades onto your back. Good. And then start from here to lift up to bow pose. Nice. Power of the legs, the power of the arms. Now bend your elbows again as you're here. Reset your shoulders back and then straighten your arms again. Very beautiful. And then release down, make a little pillow and rest. Good, and then come into Sphinx pose. Come onto your elbows, please. Elbows underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under. And then move between inhaling and looking forward, exhaling, lifting up your butt up off the floor and tucking your chin into your chest and rounding. And then lower your hips back down. Inhale, look up, drag your chest forward. And then lift your butt up and tuck your chin. Good, 2 more like that. Good, and the next time that you come down, turn your right forearm either slightly in or completely parallel to the front of the mat. Roll over onto your right side body, stack your left leg on top, and then lift up into forearm side planks, forearm Vashisthasana. Lift your hips up. Take your left arm up to the sky, left arm up to the sky. And then lower your left arm underneath your belly, look down to the floor. Good. Inhale, reach that arm up. Exhale, lower down underneath your belly, tuck your chin, round your back. 1 more like that. Good. Come back into Sphinx pose. Turn to the other arm, left forearm, either slightly in. The idea is the left shoulder blade definitely moves onto your back. Pull the navel in, lift the hips up, hips up. Good, right arm to the sky. You can always take your top foot and bring it in front of you or stack it in front of you or behind you for support. And then see if you can bring that right arm underneath. That's it. Beautiful, everybody. Up you go, and then squeeze it. And when you squeeze it, feel the rib cage pull back to the back body. Good, 1 more like that. And then return back to your belly. Slide your hands by your rib cage, preparing for cobra. Slide your legs, that feeling of pulling the legs as long as you can, navel in, and come on up to cobra. Open your mouth, stick out your tongue. Press back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Bend your knees here, do a little cat-cow here so you can really feel that whole fullness in the back body here. Good, and then let your ears drop in line with your arms. Press your legs back to straight downward facing dog. And then come on down to those knees. Bring your right knee in front of your left knee, right knee in front of left knee. Sit back between your heels. If that doesn't work for you, bring your right shin in front of your left shin or put a prop underneath your seat. Gomukhasana, right knee in front of left knee, sit back between your heels. So your right knee stacks in front of your left. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you can see Angela's doing it. Tammy, there you go. Okay, good. Right knee in front. There we go. Excellent. All right. Arms up to the sky. Hold opposite elbows for a moment. Get length. And at the same time, press down into your seat. Lift your chin up for me. Rachel, make sure your chin is up. Great. Nice. Doing amazing. And then walk your hands forward. Nice, Elisa. Walk your hands forward any amount. Rounding and breathing into that back body. Nice Katrin, Melody, Ellen, nice. Kathleen. Again, your feet need to stay active here. Inhale, slowly come one up. Unwind, either going through downward dog or go ahead and just change legs. Good. Remember, being up on a prop might be really nice and necessary. And also remember, both sides are not the same. Take your arms up to the sky, hold opposite elbows. Watch that rib cage. It's gonna wanna pop forward here, right? I have no control. Pull back, rib cage back. Chin up, chin up, chin up. Good. And then bring your hands forward and walk forward. How do you remain a spiritual warrior in the next week? What's your plan? What's your plan? Being aware of the dance, death, and birth. Knowledge that everything will always be changing is our power. Come on up. Good, bring your legs out in front of you, bend your knees. Bring your hands behind you, fingertips pointing toward your butt, so your feet are flat. Good, now bend your elbows and sink back into your elbows. Let your body round, even tuck your chin here. And then start to lift your chest up and press your arms to straight. So you're not on your elbows, you're on straight. You have your hands on the floor, but you bent elbows. Good, bend your elbows again. Sink back, let your body round. Beautiful. Now press your chest up and now press your arms to straight. And now come on up with your butt. Lift your butt high off the floor. Beautiful. Lower your hips back down. Bring your legs up off the floor, boat pose, Navasana. You can keep the knees bent, keep the chest lifted. And then start to slowly lower down to your mat. Go real slow, real slow, real slow, real slow. Until you arrive on your mat, bend your knees and bring your knees into your chest. So you're going to lie on your back, both of you. Yeah. As you lie on your back, hug your knees into your chest. And then go ahead and plant your feet. And I want you to take a back bend here. So bridge is absolutely wonderful, playing with that feeling of keeping your rib cage to the floor, but your chest lifted. And then once you have that full engagement, so you feel your back body beautifully awakened, then you can lift your hips up. Or if you want to come into full wheel, feel free to do that. Plant your hands by your ears and prepare to come up into a full back bend. Challenge yourself, especially if you're coming into a full back bend. How do you keep that back body? The arch is going to be there, of course, but overarch is not good, right? So can you feed your back body a little bit here? And maybe that's by bending your elbows if you're in full wheel. Good. Shins are hugging in, inner knees are widening. Power of your legs, power of your spine. Yeah. Beautiful. If you're in full wheel, push your heart through your hands, push your knees toward the back of your mat, toward your feet. So get really long, squeeze your spine. And then everybody come on down. Pause before you hug your knees into your chest. Just give it a moment. And then draw your knees into your chest. I'm going to give you an opportunity to do an inversion. So maybe shoulder stand, maybe just legs up to the sky. Maybe you want to turn around and do headstand. If you have a wall and would like to try handstand, you're welcome to do that. Great, Katrin. Nice. Walk your legs up the wall, L-shape handstand. That was nice and slow. Good, Tammy. Nice, Ludmila. Nice. Carolyn, gorgeous. Great, Jen. Good, Andra. Look at you all. Nice, Kathy. Lauren, just have to walk in more. It seems like it's too much that you have to walk in, but you got to get those shoulders on top of those wrists. Maybe you're too close to the wall. Maybe walk back a little bit. Good. And then walk, walk, walk even more, even more. Walk in more, walk in more, walk in more, and then kick. I know, it feels like you can. Oh, boy. It's so hard to watch from this end. Yeah, in handstanding, it's often that you have to just walk in more than you think you do. Shoulders have to get on top of those hands. Good. Another minute here. Beautiful. Even watch your curve in your back, Ludmila. Maybe play with, even can you lift your head up from there? Usually. Okay. Yeah. Maybe even just bend one knee and see if you can round your back a little bit more. That's better. Good. And then begin to come on down nice and slow. Wherever you are. If you were in shoulder stand, feel free to maybe go into fish. If you were in headstand, maybe child's pose. You're welcome, honey. Good. And then everyone can find themselves lying on their back. Hug your knees into your chest. Lift and shift your hips to the right Let your knees drop to the left. Goddess Hecate, she carries the keys. You know, they all have their weapons, and one of hers is the keys, it's unlocking the mysteries of the world. Her rope represents rebirth, her dagger to cut through delusion. Bye, Ellen. Have a great day. Love you. And then come back to center and switch to the other side. And as you feel ready, come back to center. Fully relax, be warm, be very, very warm.
Ever so gently begin to deepen your breath. Let your body begin to stretch and yawn. And begin to rise back up to sit. What I did, whether and we'll do our closing chant. If you're newer to it, just let your ears be wide open to hear. Are not at your heart center, bring them there now. Inhale for the sound of Om. Sliding your hands to the space between the eyebrows. Namaste, you guys. Thank you so much, Bye Gwen. Thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful day. I'll see you soon.
Well, the first time I've heard that in, I don't know, 6 months, it made me cry.
Oh, the closing chant? Oh, I'll do it more. I'll do it more.
That too.
What?
I like doing it too.